Chapter 16, Charity and ZAKAT. Of course, ZAKAT means the required charity. Surah 2, 261. The parable of those who spend their property in the way of the law is as the parable of a grain growing 7 ears with 100 grains in every ear, and Allah multiplies for whom He pleases, and Allah is ample giving, knowing. 267. O you who believe, give in charity of the good things you earn and of what we have brought forth for you out of the earth, and do not aim at giving in charity what is bad. 271. If you give in charity openly, it is well, and if you hide it and give it to the poor, it is better for you. 277. Righteousness is this, that one believes in the law on the last day, and the angels, and the book, and the prophets, and gives away wealth out of love for him. Also rendered in spite of love for it. 2, the near of kin, and the orphans, and the needy, and the wayfarer, and the beggars. And 4, the emancipation of the captives, and keeps up prayer and pays the zakat. And isn't 78:6, or where's that other verse that has that same bit that I've pointed out in that verse? 960. Charity is only for the poor and needy, and the collection, and the collector is appointed for its collection, and those whose hearts are made to incline to truth, and the ransoming of captives, and those in debt, and for the way of Allah, and the wayfarer. Now, sadaqah, the Arabic word for charity, from sadaq, meaning truth, means basically anything in God's way you can give in charity. But zakat, it's only for the poor, basically. Zakat is originally zakawa, of the same measure as sadaqah, and its primary significance is increase or purification. Technically, zakat is a fixed portion of one's wealth, which it is obligatory to give away annually for the benefit of the poor. The giving away of wealth to the needy is thus regarded as bringing about its purification and increase. Charity is likened to the sowing of seed, which brings immense reward. Only that charity is acceptable to God which is given out of one's lawful earnings. It may be given either openly or in secret. Zakat is obligatory charity in addition to voluntary charity, and it forms with the keeping up of prayer the basis of Islam. Those appointed to collect the zakat are included among the persons who are entitled to receive the zakat, and thus it is definitely laid down that the zakat must be collected as public money and distributed as such under the direction of the head of the state or the head of a community. Hadith gives equal conspicuousness to the subject. Charity is here given in the broadest possible significance, including the doing of any good to a fellow man or to an animal, refraining from doing evil, meeting one's brother with a cheerful countenance, and so on. The giving a charity in secret is praised. Asking for people's charity is disapproved. Earning one's livelihood by hard labor being far more preferable. Zakat is a tax distinct from voluntary charity and the important obligation next to prayer. The minimum limit on which zakat is payable is in silver, about 50 RS rubles. Is that what that stands for? Wait, isn't it like $2? But the price of silver varies per area, right? Zakat is payable on the rate of 2.5% on all 2.5% on all savings, over which a year has passed. A woman must pay zakat out of her ornaments. A trader is also liable to pay zakat on his goods, and being a tax on property, it is payable out of the property of an orphan. The zakat is payable to the Muslim state or some other authority It must be collected at some central place and then distributed. Property is in land, rental land. 1/3 or 1/4 of zakat may be left in the hands of the person who pays the zakat for distribution of its choice. The tax on land produce is 1/10 or 1/20, while in the case of treasure trove or minerals, it is 1/5. You know, when it's a job, if you're just growing food for you and your family, you know, that's different. Abu Musa reported, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, Sadaqah is incumbent on every Muslim. And his companion said, O Prophet of Allah, and what about him who has not got anything to give? He said, he should work with his hand and profit himself and give in charity. They said, if he has nothing in spite of this, he said, he should help the distressed one who is in need. They said, if he is unable to do this, he said, he should do good deeds and refrain from doing evil. This is charity on its part. Abu Hurairah reported the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, on every bone of the fingers, charity is incumbent every day. One assists a man in riding his beast or in lifting his provisions to the back of the animal. This is charity, and a good word and every step which one takes in walking over to prayer is charity, and showing the way to another is charity. Abu Hurairah reported the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, removal from the way of that which is harmful is charity. Jabir said, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, every good deed is charity, and it is a good deed that thou meet thy brother with a cheerful countenance, and that thou pour water from thy bucket into the vessel of thy brother. Abu Hurairah said, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, the man who exerts himself on behalf of the widow and the poor one is like the one who struggles in the way of Allah, or the one who keeps awake in the night for prayers and fasts during the day. Abu Hurairah said, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, a prostitute was forgiven. She passed by a dog, panting with its tongue, on the top of a well containing water, almost dying with thirst. So she took off her boot and tied it to her head covering, and threw forth water for it. She was forgiven on account of this. It was said, is there a reward for us in doing good to the beasts? He said, in every animal having a liver fresh with life, there is a reward. Abu Hurairah said on the authority of the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, who said, there is a man who gives a charity and he conceals it so much that his left hand does not know what his right hand spends. Zubair reported, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, if one of you should take his rope and bring a bundle of firewood on his back and then sell it, with which Allah should save his honor, it is better for him that he should beg of people, whether give him or do not give him. Fatima bint Qais said, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, in one's wealth there's a due beside the zakat. And then he recited, it is not righteousness that you turn your faces towards the east and the west. Ibn Abbas reported, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, sent Mu'adh to Yaman, you know, we now say Yemen, but and said, invite them to bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and that I am the messenger of Allah. If they accept this, tell them that Allah has made obligatory on them 5 prayers at every day and night. If they accept this, tell them that Allah has made obligatory in their wealth a charity, which is taken from the wealthy among them and given to the poor among them. Abu Sa'id said, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, there is no zakat in what is less than 5 alqiyah of silver, like an ounce, something like that. Like, you know, nor is there any zakat in the case of less than 5 camels. Nor is there any zakat in what is less than 5 wasaq. And a wasaq, is that a load? Oh, cereals and fruits. 20 and 30 mounds. 200 dirhams of metal. Ali said, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, I remit zakat on horses for riding and slaves for service. Pay the zakat on silver, 1 dirham out of every 40 dirhams. And there's no zakat if there are 190 dirhams. But when it reaches 200, there are to be paid out of it 5 dirhams of zakat. Ibn Umar said, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, whoever acquires wealth, there is no zakat on it until a year has passed over it. Now, that doesn't mean you spend to the point where you never have anything aside. Salama said, I used to wear ornaments of gold, so I said, O Messenger of Allah, is this hoard? He said, whatever reaches the limit that thou shouldest pay zakat out of it, and the zakat is paid thereon, is not hoarding. Samura reported, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, commanded us that we should pay zakat out of that which we have provided for trade. Amir ibn Shu'aib reported on the authority of his grandfather, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, addressed the people and said, beware, whoever is the guardian of an orphan who has property should trade with it and should not leave it undeveloped, so that the zakat should consume it. Abu Hurairah said, when the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, died and Abu Bakr became his successor, those of the Arabs who would disbelieve, disbelieved. Umar said, how dost thou fight people who profess Islam? And the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, I have been commanded to continue fighting against people until they say there is no God but Allah. Whoever says this will have his property and his life safe, unless there is a due against him and his reckoning is with Allah. Abu Bakr said, by Allah, I shall fight those who make a difference between prayer and zakat. For zakat is a tax on property. By Allah, if they withhold from me even a she-kid, which they used to make, over to the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, shall fight against them for their withholding it. Umar said, by Allah, Allah opened the heart of Abu Bakr to receive the truth. So I knew that it was true. Again, you know, this is collection for the poor and the there are state functions that sadaqah can be used for, or taxes, the jizya and stuff, but zakat is not for the state function per se. It's just straight up for the poor. Ibn Humayd said, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, appointed a man from among the Asad to collect the zakat of Banu Sulaim. He was called Ibn Lutbiyah. So when he came to him, he called him to account for it. Sahel reported, the Messenger of Allah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, when ye have formed an opinion, then take the zakat and leave 1/3. If you do not leave 1/3, leave 1/4. Abdullah reported, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, in the produce of lands watered by rain and springs are in what is watered by water running on the surface of the ground is 1/10, and in what is watered by wells 1/20. Abu Hurairah reported, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, in treasure trove or minerals 1/5 shall be taken by the state. Ibn Abbas said, amber is not treasure trove, it is a thing which the sea cast forth. And Hassan said, in amber and pearls 1/5 shall be taken by the state.